person. Like, I think agencies, going back to that, I think there are a lot of good agencies out there. You just have to see, like, what type of acting, modeling that they're doing. Is that the type that you're trying to get into? Are you the right fit for them, or are they looking for the skinny, super tall model? It's just figuring out where can both benefit you. Like, if there's an agency that makes you pay for classes or something, I would then look at, are you getting return on investment?
SAMMI Star Brainerd
Yeah.
is different from Samantha.
Mm-hmm.
Two completely different people, right? I didn't mean to say it like that. I didn't mean to say it like that, but like they're two completely different entities.
Yeah.
And so you don't want a mistake that you've made with SAMMI Star Brainerd to affect Samantha and the things that Samantha has going on.
Definitely. I think it ties back to modeling. Like, if you're wearing a $600 coat and you get it damaged before you walk out on the runway, like, you don't want them coming after you. They want you to be protected by the business.
Exactly.
Be your own thing. Be your own person. Know that you're enough. Like, modeling is not about being pretty. It's not about being like a god or anything like that. It's about being a chameleon. I don't think people like understand that.
Where we interview real people telling real truths and stories. The overall objective here is to break the negative narratives that plague our communities and minds. The biggest one we aiming to attack is that there are no more good men and women out here. Stand-up men and women. The men and women we actually need in positions to help change our community for the better. I do that to time my audio. Hold on. Action. That's audio right there. Boom, look. It's a process. It's a for real process. We got to make it look easy.
That's true.
I promise you, it's a process to make this shit look so good. And yeah, so we are finally here.
Finally.
It takes a lot to sit down with. It's busy people that's busy like you.
Yes.
You be moving around.
Yeah, I am. I'm so busy, but I appreciate you making the time for me. I was so excited for you to invite me on here.
Yes. Well, I reached out to you like Monday last week. And I was like, oh man, it's probably gonna take a month, 2 months. She was like, oh, Saturday? Shit, okay.
I was just like, I want to support, I want to come on, but I was just like, I don't know when we're going to make this happen. So I'm glad that it all worked out.
Yes. Okay. Boom. So what I like to do, because like I said, this is a business podcast. Mm-hmm. For introductions, I challenge my guests to do a 10-second elevator pitch.
Oh, wow.
Yes. That is why I had you write me up that list of questions and things like that. So you can refer back to that list and be able to do your pitch. Perfect. So let's go. Look, we put you on the spot.
Yeah, on the spot. Whew. Well, I'm Samantha Star Brainerd. I am mostly model, but I also do some acting. I'm also a mom to a 4-year-old now.
Dang,
flying. Wife to a soulmate. And
amazing.
I also enjoy the gym. I love spending time with my friends, but modeling has been like my main passion and just getting more into acting this year. So very exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it. I don't know what else you want. That's who I am.
Okay. So, and that is why I challenge the guests that comes on, because elevator pitches are, I like to call tools that anybody who's networking should always have in practice. Even if it's not to make money, you should have 2 to 3 good elevator pitches just to be able to put yourself out there and be able to break down to people who you are, what you do, and how you guys can connect. So I think you broke down who you were and what you do really well. Most people miss the end of that, the how to connect. And I like to call it a call to action. And so at the end, that's why I asked were you done, because then you could have been like, if you know any businesses that's having any engagements or putting yourself out there. So what I mean is like, you said I'm SAMMI the Star. I'm a model. Did I mess that up?
SAMMI Star. Yeah. You're like SAMMI the Star. I'm working on it.
That's how I always say it on Instagram when I see your name.
Star
like,
is my second name, it's my middle name.
okay, SAMMI STAR BRAINERD.
Branded.
Sure. How you say it?
Brainerd.
Brainerd.
Branded.
Brainerd. Okay, SAMMI STAR BRAINERD. Okay, I'm SAMMI STAR BRAINERD.
Yeah.
I'm a model. I'm a mom. I have a wonderful husband. But if you like to connect with me, this is my business card, or this is my social media. And yeah, if you know anybody that's having any fashion shows or any runways that's coming up, I would love to, connect.
Yeah, definitely. My Instagram is my name. That's how you can get in contact with me the most. I'm on there every single day. Sammy, SAMMI, Star, STAR, and then Brainerd, B as in boy, RAINERD, D as in dog.
See, and that I like it because it teaches you and it teaches me, and then it teaches the people that you impact something new as well. Because
definitely.
Think about how many conversations that you can now cut short and don't have to waste your energy on or breath just by saying that. Think about how many more connections you're going to make just by thinking about that in the back of your head. Like, okay, this is somebody I'm really wanting to network with. I didn't practice these 3 10-second elevator pitches. Let me hit his ass with this. And then boom. Now you hit him with it, walk away, you back to chilling with your kids. You back to chilling with your husband rather than have to, okay, let me set up a meeting. Let me try to reach out to this person and have them reach out. Like, no, you got your tools and John Wick in their ass. But for real. Okay, good. So this is different for me because the last 3 I did were people that actually had like
their
LLC.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to we gotta work our way into this. So let's give a little bit of background about what inspired you to start modeling. Actually, let's start there, and then we just work our way up.
Yeah. So I grew up really poor. Moved around the country with my mom. So I felt like every time I came to a new school, I went to 11 schools before college.
Wow.
So it's just like every time I ended up a new place, I was like a new person. I was just like, this is who I'm going to be at this school. We'll see how long we stay here. They say forever, but I know that's not true. We just moved around for different opportunities. And my mom was also a veteran from the Marine Corps. So just constantly moving. And I really loved being able to reinvent myself over and over again as the new kid. And I got a lot of practice by putting myself out there, trying to make friends over again. Also, when I moved, even in the same state, the cultures would be so different.
How so?
Like, I went to, like here in Missouri, I went to a primarily all-white school, and then I moved to Southern Missouri, where it was primarily Black school, and just the culture was completely different, and I loved it to be able to just be able to take in different cultures, even within the same state, which I lived all over this country. So just to be able to take those things, I was just like, I'd really love to get into acting or entertainment, because then I could, like, over and over again, be different people. People would always ask me what I wanted to do when I grow up, and I was just like, well, I don't want to be bored doing the same thing all the time. But with, like, entertainment, you get to just reinvent yourself and just do all these different things. So that's what really, like, drove my passion for that.
How did you get over, like, the nervousness or insecurities of putting yourself out there? Because, like,
I didn't.
Look,
it's like an ongoing process. I feel like I'm an introvert. I don't think other people would agree with that. But I know that if I don't put myself out there, no one's going to do it for me.
Ooh, that's a gem. That's a gem for your ass.
Yeah. So I just try to take a deep breath and get through it. And each time I get more and more confident. Like, I remember my first fashion show being so scared, so shaky. And one show, I completely lost my shoe. Yeah. But we got through it and we triumphed. And now I do shows and I'm just, like, having the best time. And it's just like, if I didn't put myself out there and push myself, then I wouldn't be doing the things that I enjoy now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the first thing you got into? Like, was it modeling? Was it acting? Was it, like, photography? What was it?
So when I was really young, it was acting.
Okay.
I did a couple of pageants, National American Miss. And through that, I got reached out to by an acting agency. They weren't legit.
They weren't?
No, but it was a fun experience. And then when I got older, I knew that that was still a passion of mine. But because I grew up poor, I wanted to be as most realistic as possible. So I was like, I'll go to school, I'll get a real job. And then as I became an adult, got successful in my job, had a family, I was just like, you know what? I can still follow my dreams. And I want to show my daughter that she's 4, but I want to show my daughter that you can follow your dreams at any age. So
That's dope.
I jumped back into it. I was a little worried because I was just like, normally people do this when they're younger.
And I swear to God, that was where I was going to go next. I'm going to let you finish.
But I found a lot of success. And like, I don't know. I know that I look younger than what I am. I'm 30. But I found a lot of success. And I found that people are getting more accepting. So you have like models, actors of like any age, any size nowadays, where when I was younger, when I was part of that acting agency and I wanted to go to modeling, they're like, you're not tall enough, you're not thin enough, which I'm a pretty petite person.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
but I understood that I wasn't tall enough for runway. But now I've been in like 15 shows. So it's just like, obviously I am. You just have to find where your space is.
Another gem.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most important pieces that I think entrepreneurs or anybody who's stepping into like the business world should really consider. Like, take the saying, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated, really serious, because that will impact how long it takes for you to grow the way you want to grow. That will impact the people that's around you to pour into you and that you can pour into. As in like the biggest thing that inspired me to get back into college, because I had dropped out in 18/19. And then it was kind of what you did. Once I had my daughter and I knew she was on her way, I was like, okay, one, I can get a check. One, I can get a check. And two, I can put myself in a position to show her, like, you have to at least graduate college. Like, high school was cool. You know, my brother broke that barrier. And then, like, he broke the college. But I'm like, in my family, I have to show my daughter, at least you have to graduate college and go through that college experience because it shows you so much about life, you know, and like it just threw me back into school. But then in the back of my head, it was something I seen. I was like, when I walk across Harrisville State University campus, it was weird for you not to speak. Like the administrators would look at you like, okay, are you having a good day? Like, are you, what's wrong? Like, why aren't you speaking? Like, this is a professional type of setting. Soon as you go outside and walk on the sidewalk on the street, they don't say nothing to nobody. Just keep it pushing. Don't make no eye contact. You might get robbed. No, not robbed. Not robbed. I ain't gonna say robbed. I'm taking it extreme, but you know,
St. Louis.
you're not gonna get as greeted or as accepted as you would like. And so that was like a distinct difference to me. And I was like, I had to put myself into this environment because those are the people I want to be around and interact with. And so, but going back to what you said, like it took a lot of courage to start that up after you didn't have kids. And the biggest start that I had was especially seeing how you network and how outside you are. Like, you are at every event, and I'm at like
I know we keep running
like
into
I
each
need
other.
to start expecting to see you because I know the last time you felt some type of way. I walked in, but you were sitting down with your back turned, and this is the first time I'm really seeing you with like dark hair.
Yeah,
and so I walked straight past you, started seeing hair, and then you just hello, Max. I was like, oh shit.
No, it keeps happening. I'll run into people, they'll be like, oh my god, I didn't recognize you with your dark hair. It's just like, this is actually like more natural color hair.
For real?
Yeah. This is like my natural hair color. But I've been dyeing it like the last 2 years.
I would have never thought that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a chameleon.
Okay. Okay, bet. But yeah.
With school though, I feel the same way. Like, I really became the leader that I am and got myself out there through college. Like, I just like got involved in a lot of things and just try to really enjoy my time there. My mom, she didn't push me to go to college. She was always, she graduated at 17 from high school and went into the Marine Corps at 17.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I was first generation for college. And she always told me, you can go to college, you can go in the military. And as I'm growing up, I would say, like, college isn't for everybody, but I would definitely find something, whether it's a trade school, whether it's military, like some type of program, just to get you out there to like build your skills and like be with diverse people. Like, you want to get out there and like see what the world has to offer.
For real. Because if you seclude yourself to one area, then you, like, philosophy I live by is when I'm on my deathbed, the last thing I want to say before I die is I did everything I wanted to do. Like,
Yeah.
shit, like I have no regrets.
Regrets, no
I have no
regrets.
regrets. So okay, it was a question I had there. How does how do you incorporate family and business into, because essentially modeling is business.
Mhm.
You have to conduct business to be able to get into the rooms and the runways you are on.
Yeah.
How do you connect those things and correlate those? Because that's one of the biggest things that hold people back and stunt people's growth is trying to maintain that personal family relationship and that business relationship, because those are two completely different things.
Yeah, it's definitely a balance. Like, I'm definitely pretty busy, so it's great that I have my husband who's supportive.
Exactly.
He's there to watch our baby whenever I'm away, and I do the same for him. I just think that it's important that you have a strong support system and that you both have your own like goals and hobbies outside of just your marriage. Like, he has his own things that he does, and I support him on that, and he supports me with these things. So it's just seeing what's really important. There are times where I get opportunities, but it's just like, if it's my daughter's birthday, if it's our anniversary, like, hey, I'm sorry, but I'm booked for that day. So it's a balance of following your dreams, having that support system, but also knowing like your family is what's most important.
That's Jim.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to have these amazing opportunities, these memories, these photos, but am I going to want that over memories with my family? No.
That's deep.
So it's just being very organized with your time, seeing what's most important, and then that's all I'm in.
So, okay, do you mind if I dive a little deeper?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you say supportive, like, what does that look like? I know you said the basic of watching the kids, you know, but getting a little deeper, like, because me, if I look at my woman and she's getting all of this shining and I'm thinking, okay, she's getting approached by different people. She's doing all of this. I know jealousy would definitely seep into me. I know envy. I know all these type of human like things will come in. I know you can't speak from a man's perspective, but how do you mitigate that from a wife's, like, making sure her husband is secure in what she's doing? Like, how do you balance that part out?
Yeah, definitely. I think that it's very important for any relationship that you have clear what's cheating, what's not.
Okay.
And so we had that conversation as a couple. But then when I got into modeling and acting, I was just like, hey, I don't want to be on set one day. They asked me to do something, and then you find out later on, and you weren't comfortable with that. So we just had very clear conversations about what's okay when it comes to like modeling and acting. Okay. So I do pose with men for different photo shoots. I've played love interest before on movies and such. But with that, I'm not doing sex scenes. I'm not kissing my male actors.
You better fucking not. I know he gonna blow the spot up.
So it's just having those clear lines before you even get on set. That way I can let whoever know, casting or whoever, saying like, here is my line. Is that okay with you? If I'm not the right person for your project, then I would like want them to pick somebody else.
Okay.
And I know that there are people like Thor. I can't think of his name. Chris Hemsworth. Yes, Chris Hemsworth.
Okay.
He didn't kiss Natalie Portman in Thor. He kissed his wife. They like cut the scene to where like she went in and be his like the body double.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, there are actors who choose not to do that type of stuff, and they're still successful. So I think you don't have to cross lines that you're not comfortable with. You just find the right spaces, the right projects. If people are pressuring you to do certain things that you're not comfortable with, then move on. Like that's not where you need to be. You don't need to compromise yourself, your values to follow your dreams.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Let's say that again for the people in the back.
I think that's super important with modeling as well. There are a lot of young models who get taken advantage of because they just get in situations that they're not comfortable with. So, like boudoir, that's something that some models do. Some models choose not to do.
You said who?
Boudoir.
What's that?
That's when you pose with lingerie or sometimes no clothes at all.
Okay.
And so I would just have, whether you want to do that or not, that's totally up to you. But I would have clear expectations on like what you are comfortable with doing, know what you're going into for that set. So I would want to know like who I'm shooting with, who's going to be there, where it's at, what type of photo shoot. Because what you don't want to happen is it to move into another direction that you're not comfortable with and then have to figure out a way to get out of that situation. And that's what a lot of new models have to deal with.
Can we stop there?
Yeah.
Because that is a direct correlation. Like this is why I have this podcast. This is why I do what I do. Because literally what you just said is how business people think going into contracts.
Right.
Literally, like you didn't say not one business term. You didn't say not one contractual like philosophy or nothing. This is just the perspective of an artist being in their artistry, and this is the things that she's picked up on from her experience.
Yeah.
And like that's literally how, so it's like this is what I was talking to with forgot who, somebody else. But I was like, look, the reason why you don't be so buddy and friendly with people, especially when you know you're doing business, is because if it's not a contract that clearly states these are the deliverables that you have to give to them, these are the expectations that they have to follow in your behalf. If those aren't guidelined it out, and then I can't even think of it. When new terms and agreements come up, if those aren't put back into the contract and initial, and then once that contract or once that business start going into a direction that you're uncomfortable with, you really have to sit back and ask, okay, who's to blame here?
Right.
Who was the party that messed this whole thing up? Because initially you don't get into business with bad people. You have that sense of awareness. So at some point, and it always falls back to the contract. It always. So how did you learn that concept?
I just learned as I go, really.
Okay.
So I am part of a group. I would definitely encourage like models, actors to get involved in different groups. Like I use Facebook groups mostly. I am an admin for St. Louis Creatives. And so you get to meet with different models and different photographers and really get to network with them and shoot with them, and you like learn from each other. Like if I'm going to go shoot with a new photographer that I never shot with before, I'll ask my fellow models like, have you shot with this person? How was your experience with that? So it provides like a safe community. What you want to do is you want to get as much information on the front end. That way you can practice as a model. Like you should show up to set, know like if you need to have your hair and makeup done, wardrobe, or if they're providing that, what type of shoot you're doing so you can like practice that. So when you show up, you're the best you can be for them. And then on the other side of that, most photographers are safe, but there are some out there who take advantage of newer models. So you just want to know, what is this photo shoot we're shooting? And if it leads into something else, like you can be like, hey, I'm not comfortable with doing that today, maybe another time, but this is what we agreed to. So it doesn't move into something else that you weren't prepared for, that you weren't comfortable with. Yeah.
because once those photos get out there or that video get out there, it ain't nothing you can do. It's barely something that they can do.
Yeah.
There's motherfuckers screen record shit, niggas save shit,
Yeah.
niggas save a video like that.
And it's not always predatory either. It's just like they had an idea, they wanted to move into something else, and you're like, I didn't know how to get out of it. But if you're prepared on the front end, then you have that open communication, and
like
everybody can be happy.
What really rings in my head is were you at the seminar I had gave for Sinead's fashion show, the Enchanted Garden?
I was in that fashion show.
Were you at the seminar I had gave for the financial literacy?
So, no.
Okay, I had gave a financial literacy seminar for the model. That was part of her nonprofit, and well, I don't think that was just a part of how she operated that because she got funded for that. And that was one of the things I had brought up to the models, and like it's like these photographers and videographers are really, these businesses are taking advantage of you all because every time that they post that picture or that picture creates revenue for them and you aren't getting paid, that's literally like taking part of you. Like that's like taking your image and using it as you, because you could have easily fell into a brand ambassador or affiliate marketing contract, and both of y'all could have been getting paid. And most businesses know that. They have like at some point they look into, okay, if I wanted somebody else to be the face of this brand or support this clothes or support this business, how would I construct that to make money? They have that in their,
Yeah, and models have contracts too.
You better have a contract. You better have a contract.
Not every single shoot will, but you can definitely like
if there's money involved, it better be a contract.
Yeah. So there's a difference between like branding, content creators, like the stuff like you're getting into, which is exciting. But if it's a TFP shoot, trade for print, then there's like even a contract for that. So trade for print is I'm going to shoot with the photographer. They're going to edit it. They're going to give me back photos so we can both use it. But it's just like all about like what you guys talk about before the shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some are paid, some are trade for print, some are brand ambassador. Sometimes you're getting free stuff. You just have to know like what you're getting before you go into that shoot, because you don't want there to be a misunderstanding. You don't want to waste your time, not get paid, not get any photos back. Like, not going to shoot with that photographer again if that's the case.
Right.
So it's just like you gotta be prepared. I would definitely educate yourself on the different contracts, different opportunities, different types of modeling, so you know what you want to do.
Okay. So let's get into, because you mentioned a little bit about the financial side. So if you were to think about yourself and modeling and acting as a business, right? What would be the cost of production, or what would be the startup cost if you had and think now you're talking to a young lady or a young man, a young model or artist up under you who's thinking about getting into modeling, right? What would be the startup cost to jump in that career off?
I think it varies. Unfortunately, I can't give like an exact number.
Okay.
So the way I did it, the way I would encourage people to do it is to get involved in those Facebook groups, the different groups that they find, to connect with fellow models, fellow actors, fellow photographers. That way you can practice shooting with them. With that, you're going to have to do a lot of your own makeup, your own wardrobe. If there's something specific that they're looking for wardrobe, I normally like buy it myself.
Okay.
And just do a lot of trade for prints. That way you get experience, get practice modeling. They also build their portfolio while you build yours.
Okay.
So in the beginning, it's just like a lot of like you spending time, money, gas, your own wardrobe, your own makeup, things like that, which isn't like a lot, but it can be. Like I didn't start doing photo shoots if they were like over an hour away. Like that's a lot of gas money.
Okay.
But you just kind of build your portfolio. And then you can pay photographers if there's like certain things that you want to be shoot. Like I know that headshots can be expensive. It can be over $100, $200. So I would say that would be cost, would be like headshots, also digitals when you start getting really into modeling.
Okay.
that's a different type of shot. So it's just things like that, just trying to get yourself out there. Definitely want to build a social media. They definitely look at that nowadays. I'm like, do you have a following? Are you putting yourself out there? It's also great for a model to be able to show more of your work than just like you come into an audition with just your headshot, just your digitals. That's like maybe 5 photos, maybe 1 that they're seeing, versus they go to your social media. They say all your work that you've been doing, all these different shots. That's great for you.
I get what you're saying.
So just really making connections as much as you can, taking time to take photo shoots, helping each other out, different models, different photographers, just building together. And then you can get a part of different agencies. I don't mind investing in my future, but I want to know that it's legit.
Say that. She said, I don't mind investing into my future.
Yeah.
I just have to know that investment is legit. You know what that's called? No. ROI.
Return on investment?
Return on investment.
I know that term. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of ROI, I would say. You spend a lot of time. So, on the front end.
Okay.
But yeah, you get return on investment. You start booking like actual things and getting paid for your work. But it takes time to get there. You have to build yourself and show them like your brand that you would be a good fit for their whatever project that they're doing.
How important is it to connect with the agency? And when should you connect with the agency, a modeling agency?
I think that varies on like what you want to do. I'm not a part of an agency currently. Okay. And I'm constantly busy with modeling.
Hella busy.
So
hella fucking busy.
I think it's just all about connections, which agencies connect you with, networking, yeah. Networking. So it's just, I've gotten so many opportunities just by being myself, by showing up prepared to things, and then making connections with fellow models, whoever, because there's been so many times where I've been on set and that model then later on has their own show or they know somebody, and it's just like, you never know who knows who. So you need to be like professional, polite to everybody, be authentic, but like you need to be just like the most professional, because you never know who knows somebody else and when opportunities will come your way because of the way that you showed up.
Man, that is like what you just said is the fastest way to shrink the amount of time it's going to take for a business to grow the way you want it to grow. Meaning, like if you follow the basic business blueprint rule, meaning create a product or service that is needed in the market, in a market that you're in, and then promote, market, and sell that product, package it well, and do all of those things. Then at some point you will start to get the finance and growth that you want. But if you really want to make that process faster, find the people who already do the things that you're struggling at.
Definitely.
And let them do what they do best. You don't have to pay $100,000 for somebody to show you how to do something. You just gotta find the people that they're mentoring.
Right.
The people that's watching them. The people that's coming up under them, who's looking for somebody that they can use, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Somebody that they can network with in order to become like the people that you're looking at. And boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's a small world.
St. Louis is small as hell. Like I said, and so that's my next question. What is it like networking with St. Louis in the model world? Because
I feel like it's been so great.
For real?
I'm so serious.
Oh, I'll be here.
Like everybody's so supportive. Maybe it's just me. Maybe they all is like me. I don't know. But
I think you be in and out. Like I see you once the job is done, you.
Oh, that's true.
Dude,
I had to get to my next thing. I've been in things where I've had so many different shows or opportunities where I'm running from one to another. So it's just I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be present and do what I need to do, be the best I can be in that moment. But once that's done, I have to go to the next thing.
What was the first thing I asked you when I saw you? What was the first thing I asked? One of the first things.
I don't know.
how long do you have? Because I know you have to move on to the next thing. I was like, okay,
that's true.
What is the stop time? I was like,
you give me very specific times. Yeah. I will make sure it happens, especially for you. You're great.
Thank you. I love it. And you caught me. Like I like to say, when my dress was just twisty, you caught me. Like I say, 3 to 6 months of me really jumping off the porch. Like, cause I had started a cleaning service, but I don't really call that me jumping off the porch. Like that was like me getting my feet wet. When I started the clothing brand, and then I got out there, and then I started networking that, and started actually selling that stuff. I was like, nigga, I was like, shit. Call me a businessman. Don't call me shit else. I get money. You feel me? And I loved it. And for us to be sitting down now, like this is the conversations we used to have. Yeah. Especially when we used to be in those groups. We used to be like, man, everybody just gotta keep working. You just gotta, and then it's like everybody fall off. You be like, damn, they doing their own thing over here. They doing their own thing. And then out of nowhere, the time is just for y'all to reconnect. And it's like, it's amazing.
I've made so many friends just because like we're just like constantly seeing each other. So it's great. And
bringing value to the table. Yeah. Like it's one thing to see something, because I know you see the people, you be like, okay, they everywhere, but they clean up all the goddamn food. You feel me? They getting drunk as hell and fucking shit up. Like, oh my goodness. But yeah, the value part is really what matters. So my next question is, how do you handle criticism and feedback? And how do you bounce back from those type of things?
Yeah, that's definitely something you'll get in this industry a ton. I think that you just have to continue to practice, continue to figure out what motivates you, what brought you to this in the first place, what you want to get out of it. Because I will go on a set and a photographer will tell me something, and then I'll go to another set and they'll tell me the complete opposite. And so you just kind of have to adapt to like what they're looking for their shoot, but also take it with a grain of salt. Like you want to learn as you go. You want to take expertise from them because they've been doing it from a long time, but you also have to do your own thing, be your own person, know that you're enough. Like modeling is not about being pretty. It's not about being like a god or anything like that. It's about being a chameleon. I don't think people like understand that. Yeah. So you get on set and maybe they're having a bad day. You get some negativity. You get through that set. You see, is this really someone I want to work with in the future? Maybe they were just having a bad day. Maybe this isn't somebody you should work with again. But on the other side of that, it could be somebody who's just trying to give you really good feedback. And so you take that, you learn from it, but know that everybody's going to have their own style of doing things. Like there's so many times I'll be on set and it's just like, I know it should be this way, but the photographer wants it this way. So we're going to do that this time.
Because they be in a zone. You be like, I don't want to fuck them. They start sweating and shit.
And sometimes those are the best photos when it's just like, that's off, but it's like kind of cool. I like they're creative.
I'm telling you, they're creative. Ones I be looking for. Like, that's why I started doing my own photography and videography. But really because I be damn. If I'm gonna pay you $500 for 10 photos, fuck no, nigga. I'm gonna go get the iPhones and get the gigging with it, and I got the 4K camera. Like hell no. Okay. So now this is where I want to turn it back over to the audience, and then we're gonna turn it back over to you. So far,
does the audience have a question?
You can, basically, that's how direct I need to start being. Do you guys have any questions so far about what we've been talking about? You've definitely been dropping gems. She's been dropping a lot of gems, especially for other models.
I try.
That's what experience to do for you.
Yeah, that's like I started doing Model Mondays on my Instagram. I need to be more consistent about it, but I'm trying to like share as much as I can. Because I know it's like something that people want to get into, but then they just like think that they can't because they don't look a certain way or don't know a certain person. Like I think agencies, going back to that, I think there are a lot of good agencies out there. You just have to see like what type of acting, modeling that they're doing. Is that the type that you're trying to get into? Are you the right fit for them, or are they looking for the skinny, super tall model? It's just figuring out where can both benefit you. Like if there's an agency that makes you pay for classes or something, I would then look at, are you getting return on investment? I got an offer, I think a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, from an agency here in St. Louis. I didn't end up going with them, not because they were charging for classes, but because I talked to directors who used people from them. I've talked to acting and models from them who said, I didn't get return on investment. I paid all this money. I didn't get anything out of it. So it's just like, I don't mind investing, but it has to be with a legit person, a legit agency. So I just do as much research as you can.
And that kind of leads into my next question. What do you find most rewarding about basically running your own business, being your own person, modeling?
I just find I love creating. So it's just like so freeing to be able to try different things, to dress up, get to experience different things. Like I got to be in a Hollywood movie. Like that was so exciting.
For real?
Yeah, I've been in a couple. They're not out yet.
Oh, girl, I was about to say, I was about to say, what the fuck?
They should be out this year. I'm hoping.
Okay. That's gonna be so dope.
I know. When they start rolling out, watch out. Like they're already filmed. Movies take a long time if you didn't know.
Man, I'm glad we got this in, because after those hit, it's over with.
But there's been just like so many experiences that I got that I'm just like so grateful for. And like I'll have like a photo is a million words, like it's even more a memory. So to be able to have that for future, be like, look, I did this, I accomplished this, I got to experience this, and like to show young people and my daughter that like you can follow your dreams at any age and you can have it all. You just have to be disciplined.
Look, we finished our vibe. This is going to turn into a 6-hour podcast. Especially if you keep leading me into these questions. Because I got over 100 questions in this note.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She said we were here for an hour.
I'll see, because I really like to have these engaging conversations. And it's like, it's so much information that we can put out, information that I want to pull from you, because like I plan on being an accountant for people like you at the end of this year. So it's like, it's so many questions I have, and so I just fill it up, and then I just scroll through. And if I think a conversation leader, it's like if I have to lead the conversation, so I have to have at least 2 to 3 questions ready to go.
Right.
And so
you're well prepared.
Like my number one question that I have, because I judge it on where the conversation is, you just keep ending your statements or sentences with that. So like, what advice do you have for aspiring artists / entrepreneurs?
I would do research to see what you want to do. Like modeling has so many different areas. Like there's boudoir, there's advertising, like branding, there is runway. So it's just like you might not be a fit for every single one. You might not enjoy every single one. So it's just like learning the skills. I don't know about like artists, but I'm sure there's different types of art that you can do. There's different types of like acting that you can do. So just seeing like what you're really interested in. And then I would follow people who are in that area, see what they did, get connections. Connections are everything.
Well, my mentor who let us in, Mr. Powell, Mr. Danielle Powell, his motto is your network is your network.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
That's so true.
My network has come through for me in ways that money has never or ever could come through. Like, I'm gonna write a book about that.
Because with the agencies, that's all they're doing is they're connecting you with other people. So if you're out there connecting with other people, you're gonna get their
attention.
Yeah.
And when you that's why it's so hard for me to like understand it. Like why models or artists even go with producers and agencies still, because they doing the exact same thing. If you just got off your ass a little bit more, you could do.
Yeah. I think it's just you get with agencies because you want to get into bigger things. They have that connection already. So you're like, if I go with them, then they're going to get me into this.
Okay.
But you can also work and make connections and get there on your own. Like I've been on movie sets where people are from different agencies and that's how they found out about it. And I found out about it because I made connections and people told me about it. So I was lucky to be able to be a part of those opportunities because of the connections that I made. But that's why people get with agencies in the first place, is just to make those connections.
Okay. So, what are some unique skills you've developed as a result of combining modeling and then taking on the business aspect?
Yeah. I would say, like, definitely grows my confidence, makes me more of a people person, I would say, because I get to work with so many different people, get to hear, like, their vision, get to create together. So it's just, like, being able to build on my communication with them, build on my confidence, put myself out there, and that helps me with everyday life too. Like, I could be just like a little hermit to myself all day in my house, or I can put myself out there and make connections. I've made great friends through all this as well. Even, like, I have friends who have kids, like you have a kid
too,
and then they become a part of my life, and we have play dates and stuff. So it's just like, it helps all around. And, like, I bring that back home. I have confidence with my family and, like, try to build my daughter's confidence. And I'm like, you're beautiful. And she's like, I'm beautiful. And I'm like, that makes me so happy that she's happy.
Why so aggressive? You need to instill that shit, huh?
Yeah, because the world can be scary, but definitely want to build upon it now while she's young.
Deep. We definitely got to talk about that the next time we sit down, because we pushing that.
Her name's Isabella, so I'm like, she is a beautiful, because Bella is beautiful.
That's deep. That's dope. Yeah. That's dope. Okay.
And then my husband, he's pretty happy having me as his wife. And I try to build up his confidence too. And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing all this, but, like, you're my man. Like, I put him on a pedestal.
That's dope. Yeah. That's dope. Shit. That's dope. A lot of women should pick up on that.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, because, like, once, I don't know if I should say it.
Like, I have my crowns, and for Christmas, I bought him, like, a real, like, king crown. Like, it's beautiful. I'm like, I might be the queen.
Photos in it?
No, not yet. Okay. We should.
Okay. Because I saw some family photos. I was like, those are
yeah, we take cute photos. Yeah. But I'm just like, I'm the queen, but, like, you're my king. So, like, I try to just, like, bring that positivity. Like, you support me, and, like, I appreciate it so much. Ooh. I want you to know how much, like, I love and appreciate you and the things that you do. I love and support him on that. So it's just, like, bringing that positivity back home.
Shit, that's called taking care of your ass and shit. Because, no, dead ass, like, most women, from my perspective, once they start making money and start stepping into, you know, like, okay, I'm making as much as you or more, it turns into a competition.
Right.
And that's why the relationship failed, because the man, like a real man never look at a woman and think, like, yeah, you making 100K, but, like, I'm fucking you. Like, what do you mean? Like, how can you ever beat me when I have you in compromised positions all the time and you like it? Like, just off of that, like, how can, or even, not even that, you know, deep, but even, what do I look like sitting up here competing with something that's not as strong as me? You feel me? But then on the other hand, a woman is up there and poke the bear and poke the bear and poke the bear and poke the bear, not understanding a business philosophy or business principle is you will have drought. Like, you will have a time frame where that shit dries up and you not making no money. So who are you going to fall back on?
Absolutely.
The bear that you've been poking, or the bear that you've been supporting and pouring into. You know, and that's the difference I'm trying to make. Like, that's deep. Like, that's something most women should pick up on, especially if you are, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Damn, I can't even think of it. If you are motivated to make money, if you are that aggressive about getting to a bag, like, if you want your man, shit, pour it into him. Let him know, look, I'm doing all of this, but you still my main focus. You still something that's really important to me. And that's how you take care of an asset. That's like having a hotel and doing the maintenance on it every year.
Yeah.
You feel me? That hotel gonna be forever.
Definitely. Like, we're about to celebrate 6 years of marriage.
Boom.
And it has been like a roller coaster of like who's making more money. And there was a time this past year where like I lost my job after 5 years with a company that I absolutely loved. So there was like a little gap between that and my next job that he was supporting us. And it's just like there's going to be times where he'll make more money than me, I'll make more money than him, but like we're married, we're a team. And so it's just like whatever we do, we're going to support each other. And when there are those tough times, you just think back on like all the times that they've been there for you, all the times that they were there supporting you.
That's
and
gratitude.
You try to do the same for them as much as you can.
That's dope. That's dope. Okay, we got about 10 minutes. First, I want to open it up for you. Do you have any business questions that's been in the back of your head that you've been looking for answers for that me or my supporters can maybe help you with? Like, have you LLC'd yourself yet?
I have not. So what is that process? I have heard about that actually. I think it was at the Create Space where they were first talking about it. Like just making sure that you have like ownership of your name, your business. That way, like you're not getting taken advantage of. I think that's super important. But it's just like, how much money do you need to make before you become an LLC?
It's not a certain amount of money you have to make. You just what a LLC is, a limited liability company, meaning it's the intent of an LLC is to separate your personal assets from the assets and revenues of this business that you're starting. Because you start a business to help the community, help the government, or the people around you. Yeah. But your personal assets, you can't help anything with. So you have to separate those. That's why you create an entity. And so with that, it's like, say if you have a cleaning service, a LLC cleaning service, and you or one of your employees come into that house and y'all burn the carpet with some materials or acid that you shouldn't have used. Instead of that company, instead of that person suing you, and now your house is up for grabs, your car, your livelihood, now that business and the business assets are up for grabs before they can even come and touch you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the philosophy you want to take for you. So SAMMI Star Brainerd is different from Samantha. Two completely different people, right? I didn't mean to say it like that. I didn't mean to say it like that, but like they're two completely different entities.
Yeah.
And so you don't want a mistake that you've made with SAMMI Star Brainerd to affect Samantha and the things that Samantha has going on.
Definitely.
And so on the other hand of that, you want the things that's due to SAMMI Star Brainerd to be due to SAMMI Star Brainerd and not due to Samantha. Meaning, if you...
I think it ties back to modeling. Like, if you're wearing a $600 coat and you get it damaged before you walk out on the runway, like, you don't want them coming after you. They want you to be protected by the business.
Exactly. Meaning, in most cases, what it'll look like right now is like they'll come after the agency, and then the agency will have to come after you type of deal.
Yeah.
But if you independent, you still want that barrier for your personal assets.
Yeah.
And that's all an LLC is. And then on top of that, it gives you certain type of taxations that you can use. So like what did you say? Trading? What do you call that?
Trade for print.
Trade for print.
Yeah.
Like
or print for trade.
Which print for trade?
People call it both, so I wanted to mention.
We'll go with the first, trade for print, because that's dope. I like that TRP.
That's where you take photos for free, but on the return, you're going to get those copies of those photos from the photographer.
Going with that, you spent gas to get to that photographer. You spent money to eat. You spent money to get back home. The gas and the food can be written off on taxes, meaning you spent money on that. So now when the end of the year, when you have to pay taxes for that business, you don't have to pay as much because they're going to give you that back.
Yeah.
Since you already spent money on that. And so if you keep track of those things, that gas add up, that food add up, and then over a while or after over a year, then you like, okay, it doesn't add it up to about $8,000 to $10,000. You have all of that in an account, and then boom, the government or the IRS say, okay, from you spending that 8 to 10,000, we only tax you this amount, and then boom, you save money at the end of the year, meaning you don't have to pay as much back, or you get money back type of deal.
That's pretty cool, especially like with wardrobe. Like if you're getting like elaborate costumes for different shoots, like that doesn't have to cost a lot, but it could.
It could.
So I think that's a really great idea.
Yeah, and so you should LLC yourself as fast as possible. You should.
I got time to
All right, you said that shit down with you see somebody make $1 million off of something that you were a part of, and now you like
that has happened to me. Not like $1 million, but I've been like scrolling on social media, and I'm like, that's me on that advertisement. I had no idea. I wasn't mad about it, but I'm like, should I gotten paid more for that? Probably.
I'm telling you, and then once you see how much they make on the back end, like like say for instance, like this podcast, right? Mm-hmm. Like the reason why I do it up here at the Chambers and want to continue to do it up here is because
it was a great setup.
that plus I'm gonna make money from this. Mm-hmm. I'm tapping into your network. Mm-hmm. Like if this interview alone put me to monetization level, I feel like I have to pay you back some type of way. I've met you to the CEO of this place. This place know how to make people millions of dollars, and they have resources. I told you over 400 members. I'm giving you access to that because I love you, but you're not touching my money. You feel me? So my trade off is, look, I can help you make a lot of fucking money just like me. Yeah, I can help you start your own podcast. I can help you do all of that. Thank you for sitting down and helping me monetize this because I just need to make $10,000 a month on this, and I'm good with all the other businesses and things I'm doing. If I can just monetize this at $10K a month, I'm good. You feel me? And then that gives me the So,
I'm glad that you brought in like the business aspect to it, because I think a lot of people will just be like, oh, they're just taking pretty photos and that's it. Like you can make money off of it. And on the other side of that, like you do want to protect yourself when it comes to like contracts and like things like that. So, people could just take your image and do whatever they want, make money off of it. So could you.
Yeah. But the bigger platform at least deserves so now you talk about name, image, and likeness. Mm-hmm. That's a whole nother procedure and process that you can go through. So like the example you just gave of the person who you scrolled and saw they made an advertisement. You can go and tax that ass. You can get what you could for some cases, if I'm not mistaken, like it'd be like 3 or 4. I don't know. I ain't gonna speak on it because I don't want to say nothing inaccurate, but like if you had that name, image, and likeness set up before that with the LLC with trademarks of your name, because you can trademark SAMMI STAR BRAINERD. I said it right?
Yeah.
There we go. Boom.
You did it.
Look, you can even then go because you best believe, say those Hollywood movies roll out, and now people are like, you just blow the fuck up because of those movies. Those pictures that all these photographers have, that stuff that they caught of you before the blow up, that's going to be worth a lot of money.
Yeah, that's why we have those contracts.
A lot. Look, we know what we're doing. You said that's why we have those contracts. Look, and I love hearing that. That's so dope,
I was told about that early on from making connections. There was a photographer who shared with me. He was just like, you want to have a contract, even with TFP shoots, so that they don't turn your photos into pornography. So just like even stuff like that, like you want to make sure you know where these photos are going to go, what they're going to be used for future. Like I know actors who have passed away now have contracts with like who can use their likeness, who can't, because now that they're gone, people will sometimes make movies and make like a AI version of them, like Princess Leia. She was an AI in one of the movies. I think like Only Hope. It's just like you don't know what people are going to do with your stuff after you've already created it. So you have to like protect your future. You don't know how you're going to blow up because that could affect things. You want to keep your brand on brand.
On brand, shit, growing. Yeah. Alrighty, to close this out, any upcoming events, anything? So shit, go, dude. You got the next last 5 minutes. Shout out, I'm shutting up. Shout out everything.
So there's just so much coming up. I'm always trying to book more and more things, so you can always like message me on Instagram, message me on Facebook, same name. If you want to partner, I do a lot of community service. Like I'm about to be a volunteer at the Miss Missouri Volunteers pageant in January.
Okay.
Also enjoy doing runway shows. I have 2 coming up. One in March. One is kind of, we'll see when they're going to be making it. So I'm just trying to constantly stay busy, constantly book photo shoots. Like I feel like every week I'm just busy, but
Shit,
it's
every day
all
you posted new pictures.
yeah. So, but it's all fun things. So it's just like there's so much, but I don't know. It's just like hard to like list them all off. I'm just
Okay, so
constantly
think about it like
busy.
this. When you have the spotlight like that,
Mhm.
think about the things that's going to make you the most money or have the most return on investment for you bringing awareness to it.
Yeah.
So, like, if you had any type of ownership into the company doing one of the runways,
Mhm.
then that's the one you really want to shout out and have people support because now you get a return on investment for more people supporting it.
Yeah.
Now, the things that's not paying you, the things that's not fucking with you like that, put that at the bottom of the list. That's the shit you be like, oh yeah, I forgot about. You feel me? But the stuff that's directly
Yeah.
correlated to your pockets, that's what you want to shout out.
Yeah. I would just say like follow me on social media. You'll see me post like every day all the things that I'm doing. And if you want to get in connection and partner with me, then like that's where you go. I'll be happy to do it.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
excited.
Thank you.
It's gonna be a great year. 2024 was good. It's gonna be even better.
Man, right out. You said it perfectly because
2025.
it's a turn up like the fruit. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
motherfuckers is not looking back. Motherfuckers is
That's
not
true.
looking back. Alrighty, go visit the website bigflexoverdose.com.
Yes. Buy something. Buy a candle.
The
I heard
next,
they're
I
great.
swear to God, the next podcast that you see, you will see the candle sitting right here.
Yeah, we
The
should
next
smell the different
episode,
candles. I'll
yeah.
give you my honest opinion on that.
And that's the and see that's I should have been did it. I just been procrastinating.
Awful.
Hey, I would be like, damn,
Yeah.
do I need to cut?
But your clothing I have worn.
Okay,
Super
okay.
soft.
I'm telling you,
Love
100%
it.
cotton, 100% cotton.
I still have it. It's great. It's still soft.
Is the design still showing up?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Good quality.
Good. I'm telling you, I paid
That I know
hellas for
about.
that ink. I paid hellas for that ink. That's pastoral ink. That shit not going nowhere.
No.
You got at least like 200-300 washes. But yeah, bigflexoverdose.com. Tune into the other episodes we got. Boom, that's a cut. That's a wrap. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You gotta snap at the end.
I can't snap with this hand.
Why not?
Just the same. I don't know. When I joined a sorority in college, I thought they were gonna not take me because I can't snap with this hand.
That's crazy. You models, you artists are crazy. That's why I'm happy I just do business. Y'all be having some weird ass stuff going on in that world.
Yeah.
But I love it because y'all keep me authentic. Like
authentic is important.